minutes time.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are. I got some crazy big hair this morning. I got some big Texas curls going on today. I am laughing at myself because I've got some crazy curlage going on today, don't I? Man, I need to tame some of this. Okay. How is everybody doing today? Happy Friday. How are you doing with your dreams? What's going on with your dreams? If you're joining live, say hello. I was hoping to be outside this morning for this Facebook Live, and I didn't make it out there. So I'm welcoming you again from the Loomis, Rockland, Roseville area of California. So good morning.
Good morning.
And Jim is joining me again this morning. In case you're joining us for the first time, we are talking about dreams. So are you ready to talk about this topic? My name is Amy Miller, and I'm a wife and a mom who I think I don't dream sometimes, and in many ways I feel like I've forgotten how to dream, but I'm that's changing. That's changing for me.
Through practice.
So yes, and this is Free Friday. This is our weekly Facebook Live series that we do on our Facebook page. So thank you guys who are joining us there. If you're joining us on the replay on our YouTube channel, glad to see you there as well. And this is my husband, Jim. Together we have founded 3 Life Essentials, just advocating wellness in all areas of our lives. And I already mentioned this, but I got some big hair going on today. Like Jim has to like set himself over just to make room for the
give her hair a little extra space.
It's gonna have to tame it down a little bit here. But today we're gonna be continuing talking about how to live our lives more free and more full of abundance. Huge shout out to all of our oil campers who are participating in our oil camp this week and next week. We love supporting our customers, our brand new customers who are just getting started out on their wellness journey, and supporting them and helping them feel more comfortable and confident using their oils. So this is my oil camp coach shirt.
It's official.
Yes, official. So it's my shout out to all of our campers and coaches that are participating in that. They were all about community and education and support. So, but today we're gonna be free from a lot of stuff and free
to a lot
of things too. Yeah. Continuing to be free to experience our best life. But today we're gonna have a freedom from silence and freedom from going at it alone. Free to celebrate with others. I liked what you had to say. Free to
inspire other people.
Free to inspire others. Have you ever thought of yourself as being able to inspire someone else? You can. I promise you can. Yeah. Free to dream today. So what is your dream? If you've been following us for the last couple of weeks, comment below if you have not already shared with us what some of your dreams are. Last week, I think I shared with you some of my dreams that I'm seeing. I'm seeing people come to us who maybe lack a financial freedom or lack a time freedom, and really wish that they had that in their lives. And connecting with our family and us being able to inspire them to be able to make those crazy changes and to be able to experience that time freedom that they've been wanting in their families' lives. Or people who have some big dreams, but they don't know how to accomplish them. And people coming to us maybe that have some need of spiritual healing in their lives, and God doing that through our connections. And last week I even had some new dreams of God breaking chains that bind people in their lives, and specific names of people came to my mind. And I love that, you know, if you haven't been following us the last couple of weeks, we just want to do a quick recap. Okay. You know, we talked the first week when we started talking about dreams, we talked about how when we were little, we seemed to dream big things. If you have little kids, our kids dream big all the time, right?
Huge. There's constant dreams going on.
Yes, but somewhere along the way, society told us that we had to limit those dreams, or that our own experiences made us feel like we couldn't have those dreams anymore. And I believe that we have, as a whole, have forgotten how to dream. And we typically can only imagine, and this is me, the practical things, the pragmatic things, things that just fit in a little specific box, right? And we forget that that box is only there either because someone told us that, or we've done that ourselves. And we want to give you permission, give yourself permission to dream, and dream bigger until it scares you. The things that I've been dreaming about scare me. You know why? Because I can't do them. I can't make them happen. They're too big for me. They're too impossible for me.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't you seen that too?
Yeah.
And then last week we talked about visualizing those dreams, and Jim gave us some great examples of that, and shared with us more about what visualization is, and it's just simply daydreaming with a purpose, and having that mental rehearsal for what's to come. You know, those dreams are coming. Okay, now how can I really think about those played out in real life? What can that look like? And the more specific, the better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Feeling the feels and everything. So so today we're going to talk about, should you tell someone else those dreams? It's kind of scary to do that, right? Especially if they're like something
big dreams
you've never done before, or something, I don't know.
Yeah. So the bigger the dream, the harder it is to tell somebody, in so many ways, because it's easy to tell somebody, oh man, I have this dream of one day being able to, get my kids to school. Okay. Shoot for the stars.
For some of you, that may be the impossible, but for most of us, that's pretty practical.
I know there are mornings that it's a pretty big dream. there are mornings that it is a huge dream and a huge accomplishment. So hats off to you for getting it done that day. But yes.
Hey, Jerry. Hey, Bethany. Glad you guys are joining us.
But yeah, so there are some dreams, though. The bigger the dream, the harder it is to put yourself out there and to talk about it, because you almost feel, you almost feel silly and crazy thinking that you could dream something like this. And so it's tough to say it, to make it verbal. You know, it's one thing to have it spinning around in your head. It's something else to have it take up space around you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, should you tell somebody else, and then why? Why should you tell somebody else?
Yeah.
I think we're agreeing here that yes, we should tell somebody else. And but what's the point in sharing your dream with somebody else? You know, because it's your dream, it's not theirs. But here's a few reasons for you.
Yeah, 5 reasons.
5 reasons.
5 reasons why you need to tell somebody your dream.
5 reasons why you need to tell somebody your dream. Yes. So what's the first one?
So the first one's going to be just accountability. You know, the idea that is.
Sometimes I don't like that word.
No, there's no doubt, right? There's no doubt. But as long as it's only in your head, nobody knows about it, so nobody's going to ever ask you about it. But the first time you start telling people about your dream, then all of a sudden now there's somebody that you know of that is going to ask you one day, hey, how's that dream coming? How are things going on that? And so it's accountability that it needs to move from just a thought to taking up physical space, and somebody's going to ask you about it. So that's a big deal to tell something to somebody like that. So just as an example, if I had a dream of running a mile a day with my son, but I didn't ever tell anybody that, then what are the odds that it would happen? I mean, you and I both know that if nobody ever knows about it, then it's pretty slim chances that it's ever going to happen. But if I start telling everybody about it, then eventually my son's going to find out and he's going to know, right? And there's going to be the accountability of my son. There's going to be the accountability that people around me, people that see me are going to look at me and go, you haven't been running a mile a day, I can tell, right? And so, but there's going to be an expectation there from those people that you are moving toward that dream. And so telling people is going to cause, it's going to be like the beginning of a chain reaction. It's going to cause that dream to begin to come to fruition.
Yeah. And, you know, the second reason would be that they might even be able to help you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So what if you were telling everybody about it? Eventually there's going to be somebody that you come across that may be able to take part in that dream and help you through it, or to do more than just hold you accountable. But let's say, for the example of running with my boy, if I wanted to run with my son and I started telling everybody, and I found a dad that ran a 5K, then maybe he could say, hey, you know what? I have a 5K plan, and I could talk to you guys about how to actually plan to be able to run a 5K down the road. And that would give you some more motivation, and you've got help from somebody. You never know that the kind of people that you're going to come across and the experiences that they've got. Just sharing your dreams with people. We heard a story about a family the other day that there were some missionaries, and they were trying to build a bridge to go across the river, and they didn't know how they were going to do it. And this one family was talking to another family, and the second family, the wife had a civil engineering degree and loves bridges and was able to actually help them build this bridge across the river. But if they hadn't talked about it, if they hadn't started sharing the dream that this other family had for building this bridge, they would not have run into that right person. So you definitely want to do it, because you never know who's going to be out there that might be able to help you.
Yeah. There was another story you had about the sports, the bikes, or something too.
Yeah. So I've got a friend that, so a lot of people, might have a dream of maybe sharing so sports equipment with people across the world. There are people in Russia that don't have baseball equipment, and so if you have a dream of sharing sports and sharing sports equipment with people. I've actually got a friend who every year he flies to Russia and puts on baseball camps in Russia and teaches people around the country there how to coach baseball. And so my friend David is going and doing that dream, and it might be something that you're a part of. And so and that was a random, like a one day, I ran across a guy that was having lunch with a friend and a guy that I used to know. And he was like, do you know this guy? And I was like, we do know each other. And so we had lunch together, found out that we had some of these things that, some of these commonalities and history. And so just random, again, somebody just talking about a dream and sharing that with somebody else. And it was really just amazing to see how different things can line up, how God can take different dreams and put them together in a similar way. It's remarkable.
Yeah. And the third thing is it strengthens that dream.
Yeah.
We found. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you talk about it, then that firms it up in your brain. So the more you talk about your dream, the more you say, I'm going to do this. This is my dream. Then the more you begin to believe it. It just goes back to, like we talked about with visualization and some of the affirmations that we've talked about here before. The idea that the more you speak something, the more it becomes, your brain begins to believe in the truth and the validity of that dream. And so it begins to take action on it because it thinks it's possible. And so as you talk about your dream, as you share that dream with other people, then your brain is going to start to say, we can do this. Let's go. And it's going to start to move in the direction of fulfilling that dream.
Yeah. And if you're just joining us now on the live, we're talking about these dreams, and should we tell somebody else, and why? Why should we tell somebody else? And number one, it's an accountability. And two, they might be able to help you. Mm-hmm. Three, it strengthens that dream. And the fourth thing is it kind of helps refine that dream. I don't really understand that.
Yes.
Tell me.
So when you have a dream, sometimes we have a dream and the end doesn't look like what it started like at the beginning.
Mm.
Okay, so as a kid, you may dream about being a firefighter
or a police
officer, like
a police.
A police.
Is what one of our twins like to say. I want to grow up to be a police.
Oh.
Yes.
But you don't know. But in your brain, really, what you want to do is you want to be a protector or a helper.
Mm.
But you don't ultimately know what that looks like in the end. And so the more you talk about, I want to grow up to be a police. The more you talk about that, as you grow into it, and as you mature into it, you're thinking through the process. Then you're going to start to refine that dream and see what that's going to look like in the end. So, so you might have a dream one day of being of doing one thing, but then ultimately you're going to potentially move into a little bit of a different area than you originally started with. So it refines that dream and kind of cuts away some of the loose parts of it and helps it to be more cogent and a little bit better finished product.
Yeah. And number 5, I feel like goes back to that this is not just about ourselves, that it may lead others to dream. It may inspire others to dream. Yeah.
So you want to, as you talk about your dream, then it's going to spark something in somebody else. And I think I kind of have to pause here for just a minute, because in a lot of ways, I know for me, this is a big deal. This is something that I really a hurdle I have to get over a lot. But I know for a lot of us, we don't give ourselves permission to dream, but we also don't give ourselves permission to think of ourselves as inspiring or somebody that somebody else would look up to. You don't look at yourself as qualified, but the fact is you're a dreamer. You are an inspirer. You are somebody that can lead other people and help them to do great things. And there's a spark inside of you. And as you begin to share that spark with other people, they're going to see something in you that is great, and they are going to be inspired to action as well. Now, you aren't perfect. That doesn't make you perfect, but it's kind of like when we talked about essential oils at the very beginning, when we were teaching classes, and said, people feel unqualified to talk about essential oils, but as long as you know one thing more than the person you're sitting next to, you can teach them something, right? You have something to teach and something to offer. And you don't need to be this perfect, polished, finished product in order to inspire somebody else to dream. You, right in the middle of the muck, in the mire of where you are in your life, are the perfect time, the perfect opportunity to begin to allow other people to dream, because people can relate to that. People can look at you and go, man, if Amy can dream, then I can dream too, because I'm like Amy. She's not perfect. I'm not perfect, right? We're not perfect.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And so where you are is the perfect spot to start, because you're not perfect and nobody is perfect. And so you go from right where you are, and then that is going to lead other people to inspire them to dream, because they can relate to the spot that you're in right now.
Yeah. I love that. And so we want to challenge you today to tell someone your dreams. Now, if you still don't have any of those dreams, I can totally relate, because I've gone through months where I'm like, I don't have a dream. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
But I promise you, if you begin to take some of those steps, go back to some of our earlier videos. You can find them on our YouTube channel if you can't find them here on our page, and go back to those and really start working through those steps to even discover what those are.
Yeah.
But tell someone, and we challenge you not to just tell one person.
Right.
We want you to tell 3 people this week.
Yeah.
3 people. Now, I've already told 3 people, but I'm gonna set myself up. I'm gonna get a little bar, a bigger bar.
I don't know. Raise the bar.
Raise the not a bigger bar, raise the bar, because he's one of the 3 people I've told, and I'm not gonna count him not because I don't count him, but I tell him everything. So I'm not gonna count him. So I'm gonna challenge myself to tell one more person. I've told my mom, I've told him, and I've told a friend. So now I'm going to challenge myself to tell one more person. So we want to challenge you to tell 3 people this week. And to challenge yourself, I want you to comment below with the initials of the 3 people that you're going to tell. Okay? You don't have to put their full names, just put their initials.
Yeah.
Nobody will know. I mean, unless they really know you really well or something.
Yeah.
Nobody will know who that is. But it goes back to that number 1. It gives some accountability to you,
Right.
and helps you kind of set that in motion. So what are your thoughts before we sign off? I haven't even been able to look here. I haven't been seeing your comments. So, oh, my phone says it can't play the video. So hopefully you guys can, we'll go back through and see any comments that you have to share, any questions. And so we're about to sign off, but next week we're going to, I think this is our final in the series of dreaming, but we're going to be talking about do the things.
Do the thing.
Start taking action.
Do it.
Just do it. Okay. So thank you guys for joining us. We're hoping you find this valuable. If you do, share this with someone that, a friend or family that you think would benefit from this. And we'll see you guys here next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.